Right, hello guys, welcome to a new channel here. This is going to be a tech channel attempting to repair things like that. The slight difference between this and a lot of the channels you see doing similar sort of things is I have little to no experience with soldering or tech repair other than changing your phone screen or something quite simple. When I was younger, I took everything and anything that was broken apart to try and figure out the workings, and most of the time the thing would not go back together. So I'm quite interested in tech repair. However, like I said, I have little to no experience. I don't really know the difference between certain components at the moment, but hopefully throughout the journey of this channel I will learn and we'll be able to identify things, be able to repair things and stop them going to waste. So what I've done is I've gathered up a list of things that I'm going to need to get started with tech repair, things like that. Just watching other YouTube videos on equipment that I'm going to need. So I believe I've got the basics of what I need. I've got a Yeehaw, that's definitely butchered, 853D soldering station and hot air rework. So from what I can see, it's not the cheapest soldering station, but it's definitely not an expensive one, and I'm hoping it's going to get me through. I've got the same brand fume extractor. I've got a set of helping hands with a magnifying glass on them and multimeter, precision screwdriver sets. I'm using the solder that came with the soldering station and hot air rework station. It is lead free. I believe you want leaded is easier to work with. I believe it's lower temperatures. I might be getting that the wrong way around, but I think it's leaded that I want to get, but hopefully I can work with that for now. So what I have here is a little soldering practice kit from Amazon. I'll put the listing on screen now. So what it is, it's just a little kit that you get, components in here, little circuit board, and then a screen. So the only other thing that comes with this is this piece of paper. So it tells you how to fit things in a way, but doesn't show where things need to go. So it's going to be a bit more difficult than I actually expected. This is all just to do with the functions once it's complete. So essentially it's just this bit here. If you want to pause and read through that, now is the time. So yeah, I'm going to give it a go with my very limited to no experience soldering, and hope we can make an alarm clock. Right, so the board does have on it some pointers as to what goes where. Like I said, with my lack of knowledge of what things are, I'm going to have to try and figure out as I go. I mean, some things are going to be obvious, like the buzzer switches here, and obviously these two chips here, only one of them is going to fit in. This one I have seen, or I believe I have seen anyway, in here somewhere, so I think I know what that one is. But what I'm going to do, I think, is get this. Is this going to be easier in the helping hands, or yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the helping hands and just stick the circuit board in it and just try and put some components in, I guess. So a little bit of flux on these. In fact, can I get... Let's just see here, this might be a little bit better. Just so you can see what's going on a little bit better here. Now, let's just go for it. Let's just do some soldering, I guess. So what I've been told is you want to heat up the board and then put the solder in from the other side. Which is not actually doing anything right now. So maybe I turned it down a little bit too low. So let's try, go back up, let's go for 80. Set, and that's going up now. 380, sorry, not 480, 380. And if we can get to focus. I think for a first time ever soldering on a board, that doesn't look half bad. Now, there's probably going to be people that tell me that it's absolutely awful and it could be a lot better. It probably could be, but I think that looks quite good. Let me know. The whole idea of this channel is that I'm learning and hopefully getting better as I go. So let me know, give me some tips. So just clean up the flux. I'm pretty much in doing this just doing what I've seen on other videos before. So there's nothing else to what I'm doing. I'm not doing anything different from what I've seen before. If it's the right way or the wrong way, I don't know. It's just what I've seen before. Right, next, let's get the buttons in. Where's my buttons? Here's the buttons. So we've got up and down, or up and set. So from what I can tell, these buttons are exactly the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them both in here. So slot that one in there. And slot the second one in there. They seem to hold in themselves quite well there, but I am still going to do this just on the mat here rather than using the helping hands. Can zoom a little bit here on the camera to try and get a better view here. As I said, camera and microphone, things like that will be upgraded. This is just a very temporary thing. I just want to get a video out. I think this one, I got a short. Right, I think that's it. And the brass wall. Soldering on that. Now, let's see, I'm not sure how hot that's going to be, but let's see what we have here. So we've got a big ball of solder on one of them, and this one on the end here doesn't look like it's got that much. What I might do is go back in on that last one, that last leg there, and just get a bit more solder on it. So, solder iron, and it looks a little bit better on that last one there. Which, I think it looks a little bit better, but not perfect. Which I'm not expecting perfection. Like I said, this is my first time soldering on a circuit board. I got the temperature very quickly. So now we have a buzzer and 2 buttons here. Okay, so I think, do I keep working this way, or do I keep doing the ones that I know where they go? I think I'm going to do the ones I know where they go, or hope I know where they go. In which case we'll do the power jack, because I can see quite clearly in this bottom bit we've got, I'm guessing that's jack 1, and DC 5 volts, and also the pins on the bottom of this match up the holes there. So although there's not specific instructions of where things go, I guess there is a bit of guidance at least, otherwise I would have been completely lost. We think this is going to be okay. Let's have a look. Looks okay-ish. That side definitely doesn't have very much on. So I think I'm going to go back. I'm going to go in from this angle here, and I'm going to just put a little tiny bit more in from this side. I don't know if I should be cleaning the tip every time I use it, or just every so often. I'm kind of doing it as I go every time. It might be a bad thing, might be a good thing. Right, I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing. We've got some solder that's come through the holes here. I'm assuming that's not going to matter at all. Let's go with the next component, which I can see where it goes. Now I don't know. I don't think this needs to go a specific way, because I'm assuming this little chip is going to plug into here as it fits. If it fits, it goes. It's going to matter. Now, there is a little notch on the end of the pin here, and I'm assuming that corresponds to that little notch there. So I'm assuming it will go in that way, and I'm assuming it doesn't matter which way this goes in, because it seems to just connect those two together. And I'm assuming I could essentially just put that chip directly on rather than doing that first. But I am going to put this on first, just in case it is the wrong way around, and it's easier to take it back out. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold the board like this. I'm going to try and just get one on like that while I'm holding the board, holding the chip in place. So let's get a soldering iron, and we're going to go like this, just hold it on. I just want to get a little bit of solder on there. We did forget the flux again. I keep on forgetting the flux. So let's go in with some flux. Now, so just, it's probably too much, probably too much. I'm just trying to sort of coat, so every pin's got a little bit. Right, next one, I think it's the exact same thing with this chip and connector thing. So it's going to be exactly the same kind of notch on the end there as what is on the board just here. Let's have a look. Again, they're not exactly even, but it is solid on there. So, and as long as it's solid and not shorted out and the connections are good, for now I'm happy with that, for now, but it's a work in progress. Let's just try and see this way. Oh, which way did we go here? Yeah, so this one in here. How would, oh, so the legs are a little bit wider. Here, let me just try and get all these in. I'll put one side in, I'm just going to try, and what might be a bit easier is if I use some tweezers here just to kind of push those legs in. I don't want to break anything. Oh, okay. So those legs are actually very very weak. I don't know if that's a common thing to have. Let's go with that way first, get them all in. So I'm just going to kind of a bit of pressure there, and those are in that side, those are in that side, and we're just going to push it in. So they all should be making a connection there. Right, next thing, let's put this chip in this side. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put in one side, sort of bend it in, and that one went in a lot easier. I don't know if it's just because there's a lot less pins on it, but that chip's in there, and I'm just going to push it in, and you get a nice little click there actually on that one. The other one didn't seem to give a click, but that felt more like a positive click. Right, let's have a look at these joints then. How did we do on this one? They look alright to me. Yeah, they look alright to me, and it's in there solid, it's not coming out. Right, next thing, what do we have? So we do have this thing here, which does seem to go in there. I don't know. Ah, that's going to be for the screen. Yes, that's going to be for the screen. Okay, what do we look like here? Definitely got a joint there. How do we... Oh no, I've just made it worse. I've made it now joint 3 of them. I'll clean the tip off. And hopefully I can just kind of... It does seem to want to be staying joined there. What can we do with this? Ah, okay. Problem. So what I've done there is I've heated that up way too much, I guess. I don't know if it's way too much or... But see the plastic here on this is melted. So yeah, what we've got now is one of the pins is spun a little bit. I don't know if that's going to be the end of the world. Grab a solder sucker. We might need to do that just to... and then just go again. Let's try that. Don't want to heat it up too much now because we have already melted that. So there we go. Like that. And that has got rid of that. Doesn't seem to have melted it any more than it already was. Get some wire snips. Alright, so that's what that looks like. Right, let's see what we've got here. Yeah, that middle one really didn't get a lot of solder there, did it? Let's just put a little bit more on. There we go. Not great. Doesn't look pretty. But she's on there. So we also have down here Y1 32768. Don't know what that number means, and I don't know what the Y1 means. However, this little thing here, when it focuses, seems to be about the same sort of size as that marking on the board there. So I think we're going to go with that in there. Now there is two other components right next to that, C1, C2. Guessing capacitor, maybe. However, I don't know what. So the only things I have left now on this mat are these, which I believe are resistors. This thing, which I don't know what that is yet. And then these, which I believe these are capacitors. 104. Does that help me on the board? 104. Do you have anything else that says? No, look. Oh yeah, 104 on this little bit down here. 104, CO2 104, so I'm guessing that's capacitor. 104. And then do the other ones maybe say 22? Ah yes, so we do indeed. So we've got the 104, and then we do indeed also have 22 there. So that must be right. Okay. Here, how does that look? How does that look? I mean, she's in there. Yep. Let's just get the snips to it. I probably shouldn't be snipping these until I know it works. Oh, I did just. Okay. Are we okay still? Because I did just down here. You can probably see I did snip the solder instead of the leg. Where are we? There we are. So I did snip the solder there. However, solder has come through again, and it seems to be holding. So let's just leave that like that. And now we're going to go with. Let's see, what do we have? So are all of the resistors 10k? So we have RT 10k, RP 10k, R2 10k, R1 10k. I don't know if the R1, R2, RT mean anything that need to be different. Let's see, do all of these look the same? As far as I can tell, they all look the same. Which may make my life easy. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to snip these, just like this. And I'm going to snip the other side so they're all free. Or actually no, I'm going to just snip one out first, just so I can do one at a time. I don't know if these need to go in a specific way. I don't think they do. Tip off. Every single time I've used the soldering iron so far, I've cleaned the tip. Alright, we've got a cotton bud stuck to the thing here. But every single time I've used the soldering iron so far, I've cleaned the tip off. And I don't know, if someone knows, please tell me, is that going to do more damage by cleaning it off in brass wool every time I use it? Should it only be used temporarily, or not temporarily, should it only be used like once in a while, like once every 5, 6, 10 times I use it? Or should it be done every time? What's going to keep it going for the longest, essentially. Right, let's go with the next capacitor here, which is another 104 on this side here. Just get this thermistor in, if that is what it is. I'm doing this off camera, clearly. There we go, move it over slightly. Now, there we go. So what I've done is I've pushed the screen in here, and all I need to do now is solder the pins across there. Let's have a look at these. A bit more balls than what we had before, but I believe that's all that holds it on. Right, after a long hunt, I was unable to find a battery. However, we do have DC in here, so let's see. Okay, we do have time. I didn't expect it to be green, to be honest. I thought it was going to be red. But let's see, do the buttons work? Oh. Okay, that is quite noisy. Okay, that is quite noisy. Setting time. Press and hold set button until 2021 starts flashing. 2021. So this is going to be the year. So 2024. Set button. So this is it's American. Oh god. There we go. So October 16. There we go. Now we have the time. There we go. So I'm not exactly sure how to work all the functions on it, but it does seem to be working. We heard the alarm at the beginning there, and the time. Okay, so that's showing the date, so it's scrolling through. Not sure what that 3 is. But yeah, it seems to be working. Let's get it in the case. And I'm assuming because we don't have a battery on that, unplugged, it's going to forget. It's going to forget everything. So slot that in the case there, like that. And then this side on here like this. And there we go. It has forgot the time because of the battery. But if we get a battery for it, nice little alarm clock. There we go, we've got the alarm again. Nice one. Right. So, considering little to no soldering experience, I mean, we do still have this capacitor left over here. But yeah, considering little to no soldering experience, I think we did all right. It's well, it works anyway. So right, nice one. If you did enjoy and you want to follow my journey of learning soldering and tech repair, things like that, then please do subscribe and like, and have a good one. Until next time, guys.